morning and good evening. Let's start with today's session and let's see what exactly we're doing. Okay, so today we'll start with the new topic, which is related to the project which we were doing yesterday. Okay, so yesterday what exactly we did? We spoke about how do we build Java Maven application. Then we integrated JUnit test. Then we integrated code coverage, that's Jacoco. And now we'll be integrating SonarQube with a Java project. Now, what exactly is SonarQube? So, SonarQube is basically used for SAST testing, guys. SAST is nothing but static application security testing. So, this tool is basically a security tool which will do code analysis on static code analysis on your application source code. Okay, so let's go and see what exactly is SAST. Okay. SonarQube is an open source platform developed by Sonar Source for continuous inspection of code to perform automatic reviews with static analysis of code. Okay, so basically this does static code analysis. It's part of white box testing. White box is what? Wherein you already have access to the source code. You deep dive into the source code, each line of code, and you go and check. You review and analyze the code. So there are multiple reviews. What it does, it checks for code smells. It checks for if there's any conditional metric like code coverage. Now, if the code coverage is less than 60%, then it goes and fails your pipeline and things like that. If there's any bug, it will inform you in advance that there's a bug. If there's any dependency packages which you're using, which is outdated, SonarQube will go and check those for you. Okay, that is all what we call as code smell. Okay. Now, why do we need SonarQube? It helps in detecting areas in the code that needs refactoring or simplification. Okay, if there are areas in your code where those areas needs to be refactored, or if there's any complicated logic used, and if required simplification, SonarQube can also suggest that to you. Okay, it can also help find bug early in the development cycle, which means less cost to fix them. As I said, bug fixing, it can go and check your source code and it can find bugs automatically, which can help you, which you can fix before time. Okay. We can also define specific rules, project related rules, which will be implemented without manual intervention. Okay. So rules such as if you want your conditional coverage should be more than 85%, your code coverage should be more than 85%. All these rules and things, your code smell, basically the bugs and everything what it finds. There are different criteria, high, severe, critical. So you can have condition on that. Like if the code smell is more than 10, like if you see this is the metrics I have defined over here, then based on this your pipelines will operate. Okay. If it is more than 10, your pipelines will fail. If the conditional coverage is less than 60, your pipeline will fail. All these conditions, these are all, we call it as quality gates. All these can be defined in advance and your pipeline will be running based on all these conditions. That is what SonarQube can do for you. So what exactly SonarQube does? It will help simplify having visibility into code. Okay, not enough in order to address the issue flagged by the code. So SonarQube, what it will be doing, it will be flagging those issues for you. It will flag those issues. You can easily go into the SonarQube dashboard and you can see what are the issues, and it will give you a complete insight. It will give you different data insight to get from SonarQube. So you can see what exactly, where exactly, at which line of code the issue is. All this clear indication will be given by SonarQube. Like SonarQube can go more granular. It can go to the source code, the file, and the line number where exactly the issue is, and it can highlight the issue for the developer. It can also suggest Like what could be a possible solution in some cases. Okay, so what could be a possible solution in some cases SonarQube can suggest to you. Now, what is quality gates? Quality gate is nothing but it's the best way to ensure that the standards are met and regulated in the projects. So you are setting up standards. You can create your own custom quality gates. You can set up your own custom standards that my application code should follow all these standards. Okay, and SonarQube makes sure that your developers are forced to follow those standards. Okay, they cannot bypass the standard. What will happen once SonarQube is integrated with your pipelines? They will have to follow the standards. Because if they don't follow, the pipeline will not proceed further. Your pipeline will fail and there's no artifacts will be generated. As simple as that. Okay. Can we define a set of threshold measures set on your project? Okay. So as I said, you can even set up threshold measures that these needs to be followed. This is how SonarQube can be set up on Docker. Now don't worry, I'll show you how exactly it gets set up. But yeah, this is what SonarQube is. SonarQube is nothing but it's a static code analytics testing, guys, wherein it goes into your code, it checks each line of it, and based on that, it gives you suggestion. There are some profiles pre-checks created by SonarQube. So there are n number of pre-checks already created by SonarQube. Based on those checks, the SonarQube goes and inspect your code. Okay. There are quality gates. So basically, these are some sort of gating feature which you can apply, wherein you can have your own profile created. You can see if code smell is more, if code smell is less, if the code coverage is more. All these ratios you can select by yourself. If the ratios are not met, you can also inform SonarQube that if the pipeline is not meeting the ratio, the project is not meeting the ratio, you want the project to fail. Even that breaking thing also can be integrated with SonarQube. Okay. So that is what SonarQube is all about, guys. Let's go and set up SonarQube. So we'll be setting up SonarQube on Docker. I'm not teaching Docker today, but yeah, we'll do the setup on Docker, and we'll then create a service connection with Azure pipelines. Then we'll integrate a pipeline. So the one which we created yesterday, guys. So we'll continue with the same project, Java project. We'll integrate a Java project which we created yesterday with SonarQube. So there are a good amount of things what we are doing. We'll integrate SonarQube with this Java project. Okay. Before we proceed further, there is an extension of SonarQube which is required. So in order to get the extension, you have to click on this option, this backside what you see. Just click on Browse Marketplace. Just look for SonarQube. Okay. Do you see this one? We need both, guys. I need SonarQube this one also, and I need SonarQube build break also. Make sure both are installed. Okay. So how do we install? Once you click on it, it will ask you get it for free. When you click on get it for free, it will take you basically to the organization. Now let me tell you one thing, this is not everyone can install. Okay, this is not everyone can install, only the administrators. Repeating myself, only the administrators, and that too organization administrator, guys. See, I have installed it, and now if I proceed to organization, you can, and inside my organization settings, you can, under extension, you can see that SonarQube. Let's have the break also, Sonar break. Okay. Now in your company, you will not have the global admin rights, guys. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to what will happen in your case? It will be requested. A request will be sent to the global administrator that this is the extension which needs to be part of my organization. Okay. Now your requester has to go and accept and approve your request. Once he approves it, then only it will be visible in your, where exactly it will be visible, then only it will be visible in your pages. Okay. Now in my case, both the plugins got installed. Now if I go back to extensions, you can see I got SonarQube and I got SonarQube build break over here. Okay, let's go back to your project. Now once it is visible in extension, now you can go and use it in your pipelines. So this is one thing, guys. Again repeating, in your company you cannot directly go and download this extension. That goes for an approval. The global admin has to approve it. Then once he approves it, then only you can use the extension. Okay, now let's go to the portal. I'll have to quickly launch a VM because we need to set up SonarQube somewhere. So let me launch Ubuntu VM. So on that Ubuntu VM, what we'll do, we'll set up Docker first. So there are multiple ways of setting up SonarQube, guys. You can directly using the bare metal. If you want to directly set up SonarQube on top of it, you can do that. There's no problem. You can run SonarQube as a Docker image, even that is not a problem. So whichever way you do, the process, like the procedure which I'll be doing, setting up SonarQube, setting up projects, setting up custom gates will remain same. Nothing will change. Okay, the steps will remain same wherever you set up your SonarQube. Valaxy RG. Let me have this SonarQube VM. Okay, 1804 is okay. Size I'll change this to 4 is more. I'll have something called 1 and let me see. Let's go to B series. This is okay. 1 vCPU and 2 gig of memory. That is more than enough because I'm setting up SonarQube inside Docker. So this is good. Okay. Let's review and create. Let's create. In the meanwhile, anyone has any questions, guys? Any doubt?
If this was
No question. Yep.
if this was a like a kind of a lockdown environment where everything had to be, I don't know, couldn't get things from like a private repository, would you follow the same process, or would you have to put some sort of proxy between to so that you don't have to kind of go out to the internet to get it?
No, I'm not getting you. Like for what?
So like in my working environment, it's quite secure. So in order for us to like get I guess the plugins or things that we need, they create like a proxy and where they kind of like preload the what do they call it, the apps or the in the storage like Nexus or something. So we don't actually pull it from the internet, we pull it from Nexus. Would that be similar to this? How you build SonarQube?
No, so this is all the plugins. So Nexus and all, you'll be putting your artifacts, basically your application artifact, your dependency, your packages, those things you'll be putting. So yeah, that is the standard how you put your things, your packages and everything in Nexus, JFrog and Artifactory.
Mhm.
But this plugins and all are so you're not going anywhere outside, basically you're on the marketplace. So this is
Oh,
a secure place by Microsoft. So this is not going on internet anywhere. Okay, so
oh,
if you're
okay.
using Azure DevOps, so there are so many plugins which not just the SonarQube. SonarQube is just an example. Tomorrow, if you want to run Terraform, you need to have Terraform plugin. So that's why this goes to global admin. So no one directly, you and me cannot go and download the extensions or anything on your server. So this goes to global admin, and global admin responsibility is to check what exactly this plugin is. Is it from the right source? Is it
Mhm.
from Microsoft? Is it from SonarQube? Then they can allow you. If it's third party, they may ask you not to. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so even in all the companies, we don't directly go jump onto internet and download any packages from there. That's not the right way of doing things, and that is not even permitted, basically. So you should whenever you go on internet, you should be making sure that you're on the right server, your right page, and whatever you're downloading, this is from a genuine, and this is from not from any third party. This is from the official website. Okay, and your Nexus and all the things which you keep it on Nexus, that's has it's altogether different. So that is your application related packages, dependencies, artifact which is kept on Nexus, which you guys go and download and work with it. Okay, all these additional third party things you have to go to such marketplaces and need to, because if you don't have that plugin inside your Azure DevOps, how will you use SonarQube? There's no way of using SonarQube without plugin, because if you don't have the plugin, when you go to create service connection, basically you will not see SonarQube over here. You'll not see this part. This is available just because we have downloaded the plugins. And the plugin is from the right source. This is, I'm not going anywhere outside. If you see where I am right now, I'm inside the box. There is option of browse marketplace. Like how do we have App Store in iPhone, and in Android we got Play Store. So this is the same thing. Okay,
Thanks.
hope that helps. Yeah, no problem. Okay, let's go back to the, and related to Nexus and all, we got artifacts in Azure DevOps also. That is mostly, I think we will be doing next week. I'll show you how do we create our own packages and keep it in artifact, so that whenever we want to use it inside a pipeline, how do we fetch it? So that is something we'll do it next week. I'll show you like the things which you're doing on Nexus, how you can do it in Azure DevOps also. Okay, so let's log into, okay, let's log in as sudo user. Okay, so I got the commands ready over here. Basically, this is, I'm adding the repo, and then I'm installing Docker CE. It's compute engine. Basically, it will get you everything, such as it will get you the Docker's compute engine. It will get you the command line interface, everything. So this is what we need to run. Okay, I'll just run this as script. I just give execute permission, because without execute permission you cannot run a script. Dash docker sh. Okay, so it will go and set up Docker for me, guys. I'll be sharing this documentation again. You just have to go and run the same command. While the Docker is getting set up, guys, This is the command to execute while to run SonarQube. SonarQube runs on port 9000. So we are opening that port. We are running SonarQube. The name is SonarQube. We are disabling the bootstrap. Okay. So this is an additional step. What happens? So I'm just disabling that. And the package is nothing but I'm getting the latest SonarQube package. Okay. So let's open this port 9000 so that we can access SonarQube from outside. So I'll go and write this inbound port 9000. Let's name it as SonarQube. Okay. So there are a lot of things we are doing right now. So make sure you remember everything. And over the weekend, make sure this Java SonarQube integration is completed. Okay. This is done. Come back. Okay. Your Docker is also set up. Quick check. Docker version. Perfect. Quick check if any container running. I'm not walking you through with Docker commands right now. I have a separate dedicated sessions on Docker, guys. So as of now, we are just setting up SonarQube. We are not learning Docker. So if you don't understand anything on Docker, don't worry. If you don't understand what these flags are, don't worry. This is something we'll do it from very scratch and set up Docker again from very scratch. Okay, don't worry. So basically what it is doing right now, it is pulling the image, SonarQube image, because the image was not there. Then post that, it will create a container with the image.
I have a question. Sorry.
Yes.
So I just realized that you looks like you are going to be deploying SonarQube as a container.
Correct.
I was just curious as to why you don't doing it that way and not installing SonarQube on the VM directly.
Okay, both the ways are possible. You can set up SonarQube. It's very easy. Setting up SonarQube on directly on a VM, it's not a big deal. You can set up SonarQube on the directly on the VM also. You can set up SonarQube as a container also. Over here, we are focused on mostly related to microservice world, wherein will be learning containerization later, orchestration later. So initially, I used to do everything on containers on Kubernetes, and everything was done on Kubernetes. So that is the trend we follow. But yeah, setting up things, if you want to have a dedicated server for SonarQube, even that is possible. And that's not a big, if I just go to the official website of SonarQube, you will get the complete steps wherein you can set up SonarQube on Ubuntu from scratch. Okay, so answering to your question, there is nothing as such that I'm setting up on containers or can't be set on VM. It's just the flow what we follow, because this is the same thing later I'll be using with when we start learning Docker. This is the continuation will happen from there. And then later you'll be using the same thing for Kubernetes also.
Got it.
That's
Thank
why,
you.
just to give you a glimpse initially that this is what we are doing. But yeah, now this one more reason you can easily see SonarQube. This is a big tool, static code analysis tool is getting placed inside a very small VM. Now, if I want to set up SonarQube on a VM, at least I'll need 2 vCPU and 4 gig of memory. Now, this is 1 vCPU and 2 gig of memory. On that, I have set up Docker. Inside Docker, I'm running SonarQube. So
Got
just
it.
see the difference in the packages size also.
Got it. That makes sense. And just to make sure I understand properly, so we're deploying SonarQube as a container, and the reason why we installing Docker is because we're using Docker images.
Yes,
Got it.
perfect.
Thank you.
No problem. Now, if you see, guys, I got SonarQube container running. The command is docker ps, which will give you the container information. So basically, if you see, this is running on port 9000 right now. Okay, now it takes some time. So let's do a inspect and see if it is ready. I can have 6 Not this one. Okay, let's see SonarQube is operational. This is the thing which I'm looking for. Once you get this message that Sonar Compute Engine is started and SonarQube is operational, now you can go and access SonarQube, basically. Okay, guys. So let's go back. To access SonarQube, go to this public IP, open a browser, HTTP 9000. Admin is the user ID and password. Initial, you need to go and change it, guys. Admin, let's name it as test at 1234. Test at 1234. Okay, so this is where my SonarQube. I'm logged in into my SonarQube. Now the first thing is you need to go and create a project on SonarQube. Now this project could be anything. There are options given to you. The templates are given to you. Is it for Azure DevOps? Is it for build Bitbucket, Cloud, GitHub, GitLab? Anything is missing, you can go with manual. Okay, so where is my project right now? My project is on Azure DevOps. Like select Azure DevOps. It is asking for a name. What will be your name to your project? Give whatever name you want. Let's stick with the name what we have it over here. Java Spring Boot. Okay, this is the project we want. Java hyphen Spring Boot. Okay, what is a URL? So basically you need to give your URL over here till your organization name. So till your organizations, till this mail at DevOps, copy this part, come over here, put it over here. Personal access token. SonarQube will need personal access token information in order to authenticate yourself. Okay, so for that, go to your project, go to your user settings. There is an option of personal access token. Click on new token, name it as SonarQube. Select the organization and select the expiration. The scope, if you want to go more granular, you can go over here. For me, for now, I'll select full access. Copy this token, keep it on a notepad for a while. And now just put this token over here. Save configuration. So this is what we are doing. Created a project. Now put the token again one more time. List the repositories. Now this will list your project. So this is the project what we are using, Valaxy DevSecOps. In this is the project I wanted. See this, I'm selecting my project over here. Select, set up a selected repository. Now it is asking you how do you want to analyze your repository. Do you want to integrate your favorite CI is continuous integration, guys. So yes, I want this SonarQube to be integrated with my build pipeline. This is my pipeline over here. I want SonarQube to be part of this. Okay, I want the SonarQube steps to run when my pipeline is getting executed. Okay, so yeah, select this, install SonarQube extension. See the first step over here, it is asking you to install the extension, which is we have already done it, correct? So this is done. Next step is add new SonarQube service endpoints. So this is where we need to go inside the pipelines, We need to go into the service connection. Without this endpoint, nothing will happen. What is this endpoint we create for? Creating a bridge between two applications, correct? We created a bridge with Azure DevOps and Azure Cloud. Now the same thing we're doing it with SonarQube and Azure DevOps now. Okay, that's correct. Server URL. This is the server URL. Copy this part, put it over here. Token, the token needs to be generated. Generate token, copy this token, put this token also over here for a while. Okay, where it is, token, give it a name, Sonar analysis. Okay, give whatever name you want, grant permission to your pipelines. You got Sonar analysis added over here, continue. So your project is created. Now it is asking you to configure your build. So what application is it? Is it .NET, Maven, Gradle, or others? So we are using Maven. Use this Maven command. Now see, these are the steps which you need to go and integrate inside your pipelines now. Okay. These are the steps which you need to go and add it to your pipelines. Are we good yet? Are we good till here, guys? Anyone? Any questions? Any doubt? No questions? Okay, now this is a place where we need to go and edit our actual let's edit the pipeline. Okay, so the first thing is you need to have SonarQube prepare. So in this SonarQube prepare task, what will happen in your pipeline will get prepared for executing SonarQube task. Okay, so that is when you look for Sonar, there is an option prepare analysis configuration. Okay, so SonarQube prepare, this is what we want. It will ask you to select your endpoint which we just created. Choose the way to run the analysis. So it is integrated with Maven and Gradle, correct? So this is what I want. MS Build is used for ASP.NET application, guys. Okay. Now, additional properties. This is where you need to have SonarQube project keys. From where you will get the keys? You get the keys from your SonarQube itself. This is the key which you require. Now, do you see this key? This is what it's required. Copy this part. Come over here. Okay. Now, this steps will come at the very top, even before your build. So this is where your SonarQube prepare task will come. Now, when this prepare is done, SonarQube works on Java, guys. Java 11 is the minimum requirement. If anything less than Java 11, your SonarQube will fail. Okay, so you can have Java installer. We can use Java installer, Java tool installer. See this one, and just change this 8 to 11. Architect should be x64. This is all required. Where exactly do you have Java file? No, I want this to be downloaded from external source. Now I can come and put it. So this is required. Without this, the SonarQube will not work. Just keep that in mind. Okay. I think this step is written. I don't. Is it? Yeah, it's written over here also. Okay. So these are two prerequisite. SonarQube prepare, Java installer. Once it is there, then you can use code analysis. SonarQube code analysis. Now that code analysis will be part of your build only over here. So let's go to Maven again. Maven pom.xml file. This is all good. Code coverage, put it Jacoco. And if you go to code analysis at the bottom, do you see there's an option of run SonarQube and SonarQube cloud analysis? Run SonarQube and SonarQube cloud analysis. This is the part you need to go and check this box, add this again. Now when you add this again, SonarQube analysis. Okay. Now once this is done, you can come down again. Now this is where your analysis will happen. Now you need to, whatever analysis has happened, you need to push that, publish that report. So basically you're publishing that report back to SonarQube project. Let me finish this tutorial. When you come back to your home page of SonarQube, you will see a project created over here now, Java Spring Boot. So you want the analysis report to be pushed back to my SonarQube. Okay, that is possible when you add a Sonar publish task. So do you see this task, Sonar quality gates, publish quality gates? Have this added over here. Understood? What are the steps we have added for SonarQube? First step, preparing SonarQube. Second step, installing Java. Where exactly this will be installed? On your agent pool, guys. Third, adding SonarQube tasks, checking that box. Fourth, publishing the report. Okay. Now, on what basis will it go and publish things? So this will be based on the default gates. So if you see there are default rules. These are the rules based on which your analysis will happen, basically. Now, for each programming language, the rules are given over here. If you want to add your own rules, so you need to go and take the enterprise version of SonarQube. In the free tier, free version, you'll not get all those. Okay. There are default quality profiles, which is already created based on which profile SonarQube goes and does the analysis. There are quality gates. These are the quality gates which is defined. Reliability, A, bug security rating, A, hotspot review. All these coverage should be not less than 80%. All these are default quality gates. You can create your own quality gates. There's no issue. In free tier, you can create your own quality gates, but quality profile and all these are the profiles which are pre-created. Now, for example, if you're working on Java, let's look for Java. See the Java, they got 622 rules created. Like what all checks SonarQube will do. For example, let's go and see what exactly this is. Equal should not be used to test the value of atomic classes. So all these are rules. If anything as such is found in your code, it will go and prompt you as a bug. It will give you as a bug detection. Now this is second rule. If you want to see what exactly, equal to plus should not be used instead of plus equal to, it should be used. This is the right way of using. This is again, if found in your code, it will be highlighted as a bug. And if it is highlighted as a bug, then it is counted as a code smell in SonarQube. Okay, keep that in mind. Now let's stick with the default whatever we have and run this analysis. Okay, let's wait. Now later I'll show you how do we create our own gates, own quality gate, custom gates. As of now, let's stick with whatever is default. Anyone, any questions in between
I have a
while we are
question.
waiting?
Can
Yep,
you hear me
tell
now?
me. Yeah.
Um, I was wondering about, so we're using SonarQube as code coverage, which
Mm,
makes sense. I'm following with that. But I guess
mm.
the question I have is why do we still have Jacoco plugin as a tool? Because I thought you were going to replace the Jacoco plugin tool option with SonarQube. But looks like we have both of them in the pump.xml file. So I was just curious as to why we have both in there.
Perfect. Very good observation. Yes, SonarQube does the code coverage also, guys. This is right, absolutely right. Jacoco, SonarQube does multiple things. Jacoco is only meant for code coverage. That is dedicated tool for code coverage. So yeah, in my case, I could have used SonarQube only. There's no need for Jacoco. But most of the companies where you go, they will have a dedicated tool, Jacoco, just to do the code coverage. Okay, and you can publish Jacoco reports on SonarQube itself. You can ask SonarQube to go and use this Jacoco reporting. Now, there is no hard and fast rule. I can show you the code coverage report by SonarQube. I can show you with Jacoco both. There is only plus minus here and there difference. Nothing much differs. Most of the reports are exactly the same. So yeah, depending upon the company, the project you're working, what tools they use, what kind of requirement they have, you may end up using both, you may end up using one. It's totally depends upon the project. In my case, we already had Jacoco plugin integrated, so I thought of using nothing any specific. But yeah, in reality, Jacoco is specific to a dedicated tool which does code coverage, wherein SonarQube does multiple things.
I see.
Not,
But I
Mhm.
guess, but since you did specify Jacoco plugin as a tool,
Mhm.
you did not have to do the same for SonarQube?
No, SonarQube does automatically. You don't have to specify anything as such. Now, in Jacoco, we have mentioned that as a plugin inside the pom.xml file, correct?
Right.
Now, SonarQube doesn't need anything as such. You just have to have the SonarQube steps added into your build pipeline, and the things will be done.
Okay. Thank you
Okay,
so much. Thanks.
no problem. Okay, now if you see my build was successful, let's do a refresh. Let's wait. I think we should go and at least add one more CPU to this VM. But if I stop it now, I'll have issues.
Could it be a network issue? I was curious, what region is your VM deployed in?
East US.
Okay, because we have a pretty bad storm here in the States, so I wasn't sure.
Is it?
Yeah,
This is, I think we are in East US right now. Yep, East US. I'm just stopping the virtual machine, guys. The virtual machine itself is stuck, it seems. So, network, CPU, something. Let's stop and let's upgrade the VM also in the meanwhile. Okay, then we can come to the size section and we can upgrade to something B2. But I cannot do right now because it's still stopping. We'll have to wait. We'll have a better IOPS also. Let's wait. Still stopping. It's still stopping. So the disk operation also were 83%. Yeah, stop. Let's go ahead. Upgrade to B2. Done. Resize done. We are on B2 right now. Refresh. Done. 1V CPU. What did you select? This one we selected, correct? Yeah, done. Let's start the VM. Because I saw the spike was more than 95% on the CPU, and even the network was spiking a lot. So that's why I've thought of upgrading. Let's see. If there's any external issue, then we can't do much. But let's try and upgrade the VM and see if we are able to get it working. I have worked on SonarQube with 1 VCP and 1 RAM, 1 GB RAM also, guys. So this perfectly works on lower configuration. It's okay. Let's go and see if it works. Let's go to sudo, see if my container is working. No, container is not working. Exit it. I'll have to run it again then. Don't have to remove. Let's use the same container if it allows. Perfect. This is working now. Now let's go and access the container again. HTTP 9000. SonarQube is starting. Let's inspect if you want Docker logs 610 operational. Looks good. Password admin, and I think I've set up test at 1234. No, there's no reporting. The last analysis has failed. See details. Okay. Okay. It's showing over here why it did not published. It should be published over here. Wait. Let's try and run it again, guys. Run the pipeline again. Did anything change? The key and all changed? Yeah, I think the key got changed. Let's cancel this one more time because we have relaunched SonarQube container. So the key might have changed. Let's wait. And let's go to this section and see if the key has changed. Your token and all is okay. GC. Looks same, correct? Okay, let's wait. If not, then we may have to set up the things again. Okay, so what did we do? The VM was not responding basically. SonarQube was not responding. We stopped the VM, upgraded the VM, came back, the Docker was stopped. So we relaunched the same Docker container. Now running the analysis again. It is showing the previous result, but it's showing somewhere over here. This is not the right way. It should have everything over here. In your project, it should be listed everything over here. That is how analysis and all your ratings, reliability ratings, security ratings, coverage, every duplication, everything will be shown in the left hand side. Okay, that is how SonarQube analysis work. In my case, just because the VM stopped responding in between. We were not able to do things. Okay, let's wait and see now. Okay, this is done. Let me see if the report was published or not. No analysis was found. So there's nothing got published, guys. There is some issues with the configuration, that means again. Oh, there is an analysis. Why it is showing this way? Now, if you see this, you're getting your Java Spring Boot has passed. The code smell is you got 13 code smell, you got coverage of 65%. And if I go inside this project now, and if I analyze this more, you can see 3 unit test cases you had and 13 code smell. If you want to know what are these code smell, see, as I said, you can go to very granular and you can see you got 5 major, 7 minor, 1 critical. If you want to see the major one, you can click any of it. It will take you to the exact line of code. So inside the source main Java com devsecops numeric controller.java on line number 35, there is something called remove this useless assignment to the local variable message. It is asking you to remove this part. That granular you can go with SonarQube. Go back if you want to see what is the major one. This is all code smells. If you want to see the critical one, see this critical one. It is inside numeric controller Java, line number 21. Rename this constant name to match the regular expression. So this is not, it is asking you to do it because this is the wrong way. You're hard coding things inside your coding. You should not hard code basically. You should have some regular expressions used so that there shouldn't be any issue. Okay. So this is what it is asking you to do. This is the critical one. Okay. Now if you want to have some minor ones, let's have this. What exactly it is telling inside this controller Java file, remove the unused import. So there's a package which is getting used over here, which is unused. So it is asking you to remove it. Now, why exactly did it passed? And you got your code coverage report also, 65%. Okay. So this controller Java is getting covered 70%. Your application.java file is getting covered 33%. Uncovered lines 2, uncovered lines 5. So the code coverage report in detailed report you're getting over here. Okay. Now why it passed? Because we are using a default quality gates. If you see, this is my default wherein the coverage should be less than 80 duplicate lines and your code smell. Now if you want to have your own created, let's have custom gates, something like this. Okay, we have custom gates. I can have the values over here. I can start adding values. I can remove all these values and I can add my own values to this custom gate. Let's use this as default for now. Okay. Now let me go and add log editing. It is not letting me edit now. Previously we used to have options, but by default giving all this option and just giving this option. Okay. Let me have this quality gate set to 60. Duplicate line. remove reliability, security ratings, hotspot, maintainability, duplicate line is okay, add conditions, code smell. This is for new code or overall code. So let's be specific. Overall code. If the code smell is more than 10, I want my pipeline to fail. Okay. Now even this coverage should be for overall, not just for coverage. There are different set of coverage you can put in. 85% coverage I want overall code. And there are more criteria you can put in, guys. Line coverage, duplicate file, duplicate line, blocker, minor issue, major issue. Major issue I don't want more than 5. 5 is more than 3 I don't want. So this way you can have your own quality gates created. Custom quality gates created. So we got 3 conditions for overall code and I have 2 conditions for new code. All these are set. Now based on this the project should fail basically. Now let's run the command again, run the pipeline again basically, and see if my things are failing. Okay, guys, I'll need more 5-10 minutes over here because I don't want to stop in between. There is one more topic of code break. So hope that is fine with you all. But that's a continuation. If we leave it now, then it will be an issue. Okay, hope that is fine, guys. Anyone running late somewhere?
That's fine with me.
Great, thank you. Okay, so what did we do? We created our own custom quality gate, and now I want this thing to fail. Okay, let's see if it fails. This is okay. So now Maven is doing a lot of things right now, guys. So this Maven command, which is getting executed, it is building your project. It is running the JUnit test. It is running the Jacoco code coverage. Then it is running the SonarQube analysis also. So this part is doing a lot of thing over here. Okay, that's why it's taking time. Previous run took 1 minute 55 seconds. Let's see this run, how much time it takes. More than that. Perfect. It took more than that time. Done. Now let me refresh this. Do you see it failed? Now why did it fail? Let's go inside it. 3 condition failed. The first condition 65% coverage is less than 85%. So what did we select it? 85% coverage failed. Code smell is greater than 10 failed. Major issue is greater than 3 failed. This is how now this overall analysis of your things has failed. Now problem over here is, now if you can see the graph, problem over here is, even though the SonarQube project in the SonarQube has failed, my pipeline has still passed. My pipeline got executed successfully. I got this artifact generated. I have my artifact generated over here, .jar file. My developer will not stop. He will say, okay, the build is looking good. The build is successful. He will not go also, he will not even go to SonarQube project to check if things are passing or failing. He says things are looking good. I am good. The build is successful. Let's deploy it. Correct? So I want this pipeline to fail if the SonarQube fails. I want this pipeline to break basically. Because if the pipeline will not break and if the artifacts are getting published, there's no use. People will ignore and simply go with the further deployment. I want this when my SonarQube report says that it failed. I want my, what I want my pipeline to also fail. So just after the publish, we'll use the Sonar break, build break. If the analysis report says that it has failed, I want the pipeline to fail also. I want continue basically. So I'm adding this Sonar build break task over here, and after the publish, it will make sure that your pipeline fails even when your SonarQube task fails. Okay, let me save this and run it again. Now if you want to fix these issues, guys, like for example, you want to fix this code smells, like let me select the minor one. Let me have this. What it is asking you to do, remove this unused import. So basically this import is not getting used in my application. This is, I've done it for purpose so that I can show you all this code smells. So what you have to do, go to this file, comment this line out. When you comment this line out, what will happen? This smell will be resolved. Same thing goes over here. Same thing goes over here. Duplicate import. Regular expression, if you want to convert this line into a regular expression, you can do that. This way you have to go in each and every line of code. That is the responsibility of a developer, not yours. But still, if you want to have a look and feel, you can go to each line of code and get this fixed. Okay. And if you want to improve your code coverage, you need to write more JUnit test cases. Code coverage will be only improved when you cover this uncovered line of code. Then only your code coverage will improve. Keep that in mind. So this is all responsibility of a developer, not a DevOps engineer will not go and fix this SonarQube. Developer has to go and look into the piece of code and they need to fix it. Okay. Let's wait while this break is happening. So what I want now, I want the report to be published again, but this time I want my pipeline to fail again. So this is one project. Similar, you can have .NET project also. So there are many projects you can go and create over here. Let's wait. This time we have added one more task. Sonar break did not break. Fast. This thing has failed. But this sonar break, why did not fail? Great. The sonar break did not work only. No analysis found. Okay, no number of analysis in the build is, so it's not able to find the analysis basically. And because of which it is not letting the things to fail.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how the pipeline is going to get the information from SonarQube that SonarQube has failed the analysis, and how is that going to get communicated back to the pipeline for the pipeline to fail?
Perfect. So this is because of this publish, the publishing what we do. So when the SonarQube fails, this publish will give you the reporting. Now the problem over here is the publish itself has nothing. That's why it's not failing. Now if you go to the publish part, so this needs debugging now. Now if you go to the publish part where we are publishing, you see the warning, no analysis found in the build. So there's no analysis in the build. They are not able to find any analysis. But this is wrong, correct? We have analysis. We are getting the reporting, everything. This was done 2 minutes ago. Last analysis was done 2 minutes ago. Now there's some issues somewhere in the pipeline only. Let me see, are we doing something wrong in the Maven? Because the major analysis is happening over here. Publish Azure pipelines.
Could it be the code coverage tool option still being specified as Jacoco instead of SonarQube?
No, that is not the concern.
Okay.
This is exactly the same. Let's do one thing. Let's add this build break prior publish. Nothing will happen. Oh, this is looking good. There's no issue over here. This is the same task we're executing. Sonar publish, Sonar break. Should fail basically. But this is looking good. There's no issue with it. Let's save this again, run it again one more time. And let me open one of my project where we have using this already. Don't think so. I have SonarQube in this project. Let me see some other project. Hmm, Same steps, nothing different. Okay, could be something. Let's see. Sonar break did not find. No analysis found. Okay, guys, we need to debug this, I think. So let's not spend time now. I'll get this debugged and I'll show you on Monday what exactly is wrong. So basically what's happening over here, there's no analysis report getting published. And after that, we are not getting anything in response back. But basically, if you go and see in the project, we have the reports getting published over here. In my SonarQube, if you go and see, I'm getting this 1 minute ago, this has failed. But this is the response over here is no analysis found. Because of no analysis found, this Sonar is not breaking, basically. Sonar is not getting anything to break right now. Okay, could be something. Let me debug this and let me give you the output on Monday. Okay, any questions? In the meanwhile, guys, make sure to set this up by yourself. Try it by yourself, run this Sonar break command by yourself and let me know if you're able to break, if the pipeline is breaking in your case, okay?
I got a quick question.
Anyone, any question?
Yes, I do have one real quickly. So SonarQube can be used to for code coverage for not just Java, but you said we can use it for .NET applications. I was wondering if we could also use it for XML deployments, SQL deployments, DLLs, IIS web deployments.
Yes, you can definitely use not just for Java, you can use for DDL, DML operations also. But out of the box, you will not get all this. Like if you want to have some custom rules created for SQL, basically, SonarQube analysis for SQL objects, then you may have to take the enterprise version also. Okay, but yeah, you can do that. Answering to your question, you can, because the SQL project is nothing but it's not SQL proj file, so that will be even you can do the analysis on top of it. That is quite possible. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, anyone else? So this SonarQube is done, guys. The only thing is why this pipeline is not breaking. That is the only concern. So I'll have to debug and see where exactly. So I may have to rewrite the complete build pipeline again, and I'm pretty sure that it will not repeat. It will break. Okay, but try it by yourself. I want you guys to try it by yourself and let me know on Monday if you're able to break the pipeline with by adding sonar break command. Okay, something could have changed in the new version. I'll have to go and see that now. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you very much. Let's meet up on Monday and let's debug this first. Then we'll start any new topic at that time. Bye bye.